But then there are also psychological factors. And those psychological factors have been addressed very well by many, by Fanon, and by so many others, that where you have a colonized mentality, you have a people who think less of themselves. And in thinking less of themselves, they think less of others who are like themselves and who are more amenable and they have access to. Fundamentally then, I think this has a very important rationale for why black on black crime is as detrimental to us as it is and why it exists.
You asked for a reason why it's black on black crime in black ghetto. For one, these brothers have never really understood each other. And as you know, this country was founded upon war. And in dealing with ourselves, we must first begin to deal with ourselves. And this is what we were afraid of. We found out if we deal with ourselves, then we can deal with one another. We can show the love and compassion for our brothers and sisters out here. We have watched our younger brothers and our younger generation die for no reason at all.
Teddy Roosevelt once said that all kinds of things, and I'm paraphrasing him, happen when what? Men of goodwill stand on the sidelines, all right? Fearful of taking a chance in order to correct things. They witness neither victory nor defeat. They just sit silently by and go to the graveyard. I think that in many instances, black people have been guilty of just that on the issue of black on black crime. I think that the reason we have black on black crime in the black community is because black folk tolerate it. Period. Plain and simple. Black people make a decision not to tolerate it, and black on black crime will be solved.
The Woodlawn organization challenged us to see and implement effective change. Now we will hear from those who gave us the causes as they present to us black on black crime, the solution.
How do you begin to curb that? One, I think the family structure has to become priority. Regardless of what happens to us, we got to keep our families together. I think that the young men, women that come together and begin to mate together, they have to recognize that possibility of children coming out of that mate. And if their children come out of that, they have to make a pact that they're going to take care of these children, stay together, and try to deal with that the best they can. The children have got to become priority. Because you see, the generation that exists now, I mean, we really can't do too much about that. I mean, it's like a holding pattern. But we can impact on the generation that's coming now. That means that young men and women take care of their children at all costs. That become priority. The other thing is we have to organize in a political way in order to make our voices heard very loudly against the economics and political realities in the country that are controlled basically by white people. You see, and how do you do that? You organize and you agitate. There's nothing else. I mean, you really can't, you just can't sit at home and be quiet because all this is going to continue. And then finally, I think black men have to organize. What I mean by that we have to stop. See, I said back in 1973, there's no drug problem in the Italian community because Italian men would not allow drugs to come into the community. I mean, everybody else is no problem. So I'm saying that we as black men at some point have to begin to organize to stop young black men from doing what they're doing.
That once blacks begin to control their destiny again, their neighborhoods, their families, their economics, their churches, their schools, we will see black on black crime disappear, and it will be a minimum like every other civilized, decent people who control their own destiny.
The solution to the question of black on black crime, impractical though it may seem to some, is to deal with the basic issue of a lack of identity, both collectively and individually. And it would require a form of separatism, whereby in a separate environment, we would by definition then establish our own value system. And it would be very much as Chancellor Williams talks about the intellectual emancipation and de-Caucasianization of the African would give him a different set of values. That different set of values would allow him then to desire something totally different, and that would eliminate the emphasis that are placed on materialism and consequently reduce black on black crime.
Dynamic law of mind says emphatically, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So if you think that black is beautiful, then everything that is black to you becomes beautiful, and therefore you do not want to hurt that which is beautiful and that which is divine.
The solution that I would propose, first of all, is that we must have great discussions in our community. Instead of having parties on Saturday nights, and instead of having all types of functions to raise funds, we have got to come down to the point of debates. We have got to begin to debate the condition and the position between the black woman and the black man in America and the family situation. We have got to debate the issues that involve our officials and their responsibility to the community. In fact, we have got to turn into a people in ferment over issues. We have got to debate these issues and not just try to jam our opinions down one another's throats, but actually sit up and see what the masses think about it. Now, the art, all of the photography, music, all of the drama, poetry, all of the arts have got to focus on the future of the black man and his position in the world. For it is destiny, it is our destiny that we were put here to teach the world how to live. The present culture that we are involved in is a mistake, and the only value it has is that it can birth a true culture which we are the only ones eligible of creating.
A solution, as I see it, would probably be, as long coming, some sort of Jesse Jackson kind of chant, I am somebody. I don't see how it garners black on black love as opposed to black on black crime. I mean, I think these are some movements in a direction to help resolve the problem, but I think the crime as such will always be with us, regardless of what color you are. Mm-hmm.
This is a celebration of Chicago's first annual Black on Black Love, No Crime Day. Mr. Edward G. Gardner, chairman of Soft Sheen Products, inspired the movement to replace black on black crime with black on black love after a devoted Soft Sheen employee herself fell victim to black on black crime. 1984 saw the first national celebration of No Crime Day. It was successfully sponsored across the country by Soft Sheen in conjunction with the American Health and Beauty AIDS Institute.